I have to admit that the first few chapters of book 1, Black Righteousness, was a bit slow and boring. However, being in and around the military for most of my childhood, I've come to realize that understanding a person is surprising and belief is crucial to truly understanding them. So, I included it. A person who doesn't take time to understand another is closed-minded and lack understanding, which is the first step toward wisdom. Who are any of us to think or way of thinking is the only way to be. With that being said, I'm almost done with book 1, only 4 more chapters and I'm excited to finish it for you. If you've listened to it, please let me know by your like and thoughts in the comments below. Also, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. With book 2, Black Love, I will automatically post it on reach 100 subscribers. Kush Sovereignty 2, Black Love. Lastly, I've started a new Facebook page at facebook.com Kush Sovereignty. Help me finish my series by donating at Cash App, $LarryBolin. PayPal, @LJBolin. Venmo, @AjaniBolin. Thank you again for listening and please let me know if you have any feedback or language suggestion for me. L. James Bolin. Now, let's finish the story. Chapter 21, Self-Hatred Assassin. The next day was the beginning of challenging and rigorous training for the new group of warriors that had just joined the newfound family. It was as if the wedding hadn't happened, other than the fact that Jonathan and Joy were smiling at each other through the day. The hours, days, and weeks had passed, and before long, 3 months. The men and women performed Jeûne, read the Torah, and learned the weaponry and fighting technique of Wanyenyekevu and the other warriors. Each warrior named their group after animal for competition purpose, and trained their group just hard as Wanyenyekevu had taught them. Some, like Obe and Daniel, taught even harder. Daniel named his group the Dragon, Obe's group the Boar, Jom was the Tigers, Jonathan. Now Khaled Aldib, the Wolves, Elisha, Black Mamba, Elia, Apes, Grace, Praying Mantis, Joy, Scorpion, and Mercy were the Panthers. The friendly competition lasted months, and then a whole, they were taught by Wanyenyekevu for 3 months how to fight a team instead of separately, learning the easy language, the Asege, and understanding the meaning of Umkumbi. IMPI, and Iwa. And, of course, finally, point de Dieu. A total of 9 months had passed, and Sabaoth was pleased with his people's progress. They were 74 strong. Wanyenyekevu woke up early one Sunday morning around 1 a.m. and stood by the lake thinking about his family in Louisiana and all the things he had been through since he left, when he noticed Neriglissar approaching him. Neriglissar was irritated as he spoke to Wanyenyekevu. "I have learned so much from you spiritually, but my physical man is confused, and he feel much pain, because he don't know who I am." Wanyenyekevu smiled. "Have you ever wondered why I picked you to train by my side? You are a man of conviction, a humble man, self, and someone with those characteristics, can and will always be a good leader. Now, I don't know if I can say anything to comfort you, but I can tell you this, self-esteem, or self-worth can help that feeling. Disappear. You need to find out who you are as a person, and love yourself. If you love yourself, nothing else matters, and you will eventually find everything you need in life. Family and ancestry are an important part of life, and you didn't have one. You were born a slave, and lived a one all your life. I can only imagine your pain. Face that pain, deal with that reality, and move on, my friend. For many years, my ancestors were slaves just like you were, but that was back when this country was first formed as the United States. Wanyenyekevu took a seat on the ground, followed by Neriglissar and continued, "Years after slavery, our people went through a phase of total self-destruction, self-hatred, and low self-esteem, and it nearly destroyed an entire generation of people. They started bleaching their skins, refusing to marry their race, which was heartbreaking, but Sabaoth stepped in and cured the hearts of his people. To be perfectly honest, the people who this country tried to destroy were the same people who led this country into salvation, but that is another story." Neriglissar's size was intimidating, but that was a big I was. Tears falling from his eyes, he looked at Wanyenyekevu. "I'm ashamed of my past and confused about who I am. I understand I have to forgive myself. First, Buitzard. Wanienie que vu said, Transatlantic Slave Trade, or the MAFA, meaning great disaster in Swahili, the African Holocaust, and some even called it the Holocaust of enslavement, Neuriglissar said. Excused me. Wanienie que vu continued, they robbed many of our people of their ancestry. Pointing to himself and back to Neuriglissar, or people? Neuriglissar saide. With a blank look on his face, or people? Wanienie que vu said, look around US, we have many nationality that surround US at this location, living in peace. We are united with one common enemy, the Abenian, who are not of this world. But century ago, all black people like US, were brought to this country in the transatlantic slave trade, and those already were taken as slave, all this took place across the Atlantic Ocean for 400 years. African men, women, and children were initially snatched from Senegambia and the Windward Coast. Slave trader late moved their operation to West Central Africa near the Kingdom of the Congo and neighboring Angola. West African sold West African from the central and western part of the continent to European slave trader. Then, the European became familiar with the territory and started capturing and selling them, themselves, to the Americas. They took slaves to the Caribbean, South America, especially Brazil, then to North America because the South Atlantic economic system centered on producing crops and making goods and clothing to sell in Europe. This alone increased the number of African slaves needed. This was crucial to those Western European countries competing to create overseas empire. They say the Portuguese were the first to engage in the slave trade, but the Arab then Portugal started, and others soon followed suit like the British, the French, the Spanish, the Dutch Empire, and even the United States. Century late, millions of enslaved Africans were exported by the Red Sea, through the Swahili port of the Indian Ocean, along the Trans-Saharan caravan route, and of course, the millions that were transported across the Atlantic Ocean to the Americas. Ships departed Europe for African market with manufactured goods such as cloth, liquor, tobacco, bead, cowrie shells, metal goods, and guns, which were traded for purchased or, should I say, for kidnapped Africans. Who were transported across the Atlantic as slaves, the slaves were then sold or traded for raw material and transported back to Europe. Neuriglissar was subsay, saying, who could be so yartle? Wanienie que vu shook he said, even. The educational system of the past force-fed US lies for centuries until the invention of the Internet, which allowed our people to dig for the truth. But these yartle people were organized by company or group of investors rather than individual, and ship owners considered the slave a cargo, not even human. Ben. Our people were transported to the Americas as quickly and cheaply as possible. Arriving in the Americas to be sold to labor in coffee, tobacco, cocoa, sugar, and cotton plantation, gold and silver mine, rice fields, construction industry, cutting timber for ships, in skilled labor, and a domestic servant. The first Africans imported to the English colony were first classified. Indenture servant or apprentice for life. They and their offspring were legally the property of their owners, and children born to slave mother were slave. A property, the people were considered labor units sold in market with other goods and service. The business was so demanding, that the Portuguese established these outposts along the African coast, where they purchased slaves from local African leaders. The whole history books said that about 12 million to 20 million Africans were said to have been sold in the Americas, but the number purchased by the trader is said to be much higher. Of those number, millions were raped, murdered, and died before reaching their destination. Neuriglissar stood there listening in a way, a Wanienie que vu talked, 1 hour of the time. Wanienie que vu considered himself an expert in history and enjoyed learning and teaching about it. Et continued, century after slavery ended, many names were given to blacks. The most popular names were Negro, Nigger, African Americans, and other not so illustrious names like ABE, an Arabic term that means black, that many Middle Eastern immigrants to the United States used. S of spade, African T, for those unemployés or so called lazy blacks. African, a combination of African and coon. Afro, referring to their hair style. American, a combination of American and coon. Angus, which was a black breed of beef cattle. APE. And even apple, which has to do with ranging from a tree because 2 upon 2 of our people were lynched, and most of them were business owners and women. ARF, a term for black because of their poor swimming ability. Ashi, because when or skin GDRY, it look ashy. On Jemima, baboon, banjo lips, and many more. I can go on and on. Many leaders died for the right to be equal in this country, but to no avail. Blacks have fought in every war the Americans had ever fought. Despite that, we were still treated in such a shameful way. Men, women, and children were raped, murdered, and died until the European descendants realized that violence wasn't the way, so they created psychological warfare, which was the icing on the cake. Jim Crow's light skin versus darker skin, the women against the men, and the children against the parents almost created genocide amongst our people. On top of that, the school to prison pipeline. Whereby 70% of those locked up were black. The oppression led to negative behavior in that we started manipulating and taking advantage of each other. You had the false black preacher, Kwanepin, in the pulpit, who would take advantage of lonely black women, causing many not to believe in Sabaoth. Women started dating every race but their own and firmly refused, black boys and men began disrespecting their black sisters at an unheard-of level, even by today's standard. Many turned to homosexuality, and even murdered one another. Self-hatred almost killed every black person in this country in those days. Self-hatred is like telling Sabaoth, he didn't know what he was doing, when he created you. Therefore, to me, self-hatred is a sin. Wanyene que vu noticed the sun rising, look at the time. Wanyene que vu loged, ive talked your off, but we need to rest. Neuriglissar was not sleepy and wanted him to continue, never heard of those words like nigger, but he feels so much better. Just listening to you speak about our history, please, you must continue. Wanyene que vu said. Deus wakatilian and KTI now, but I'm always happy to teach, and I'm still learning more about history myself. But maybe, later today, we can talk even more, after he gets some rest. Wanyene que vu had slept until 3 p.m., I walked out of the town, Neuriglissar and a few wakatilian, were waiting for him to come out to finish his story. One of the women standing there had already prepared a meal for him, and he smiled and bowed to the young lady, I'm just eager to tell you what I know, well, thank you. After a few bits, he passed Neuriglissar half of his plate, have some? Neuriglissar shook his head, no, thanks, I've already eaten. Wanyene que vu offered his plate to a few more men, and they all rejected it, but thanked him. Wanyene que vu took a few more bits and asked, how far are you in the Torah? They all shouted different books, Daniel, Isaiah. Matthew, Proverbs, Wanyene que vu said, good enough. Taking a drink and sitting. On the ground, the men followed. Okay, we stopped at the transatlantic slave trade. They took our identity and culture away from US and fed US lies for century. I need to backtrack a bit. It all started right here in the Torah. Let's start after the flood, for instance, Noah and his wife, Trison, and there we were the only people saved. The son of Noah were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. From this three sons of Noah, the entire planet was repopulated. According to history, the ark rested on Mount Ararat, in the land of Armenia, which is located north of what used to be called Iran, east of Turkey, and south of Georgia. Pulling up a map, on established with difficulty, excuse me, I'm still not that good with this, just now learning this technology, since he left home. Pulling up 3 maps of the Earth. He pointed to the first one, this is how the Earth looked at this time. During the age of Noah, it was one massive rock called Apanja. Armenia was located here. Now up to this point, the entire planet spoke one language. Most of the people dwelled in one location called the Valley of Shinar located here. Men began to build a tower up to heaven. An ancient Jewish historian, Flavius Josephus, said, God also commanded them to send colony abroad to repopulate the earth, but the people did not obey God. They sent Nimrod, the Ethiopian, helped the people under his dictatorship. When they were building the tower. That was the same Tower of Babel, of course. God disapproved of its construction because it showed disbelief in his word to go out and replenish the earth, et confused men's language and scattered them to the four corners of the earth. Wanyeniekvu took a few seconds to think and then said. It only makes sense. That those who understood each other left with one another. The son of Noah Shem, Ham, and Japheth, I mentioned before, so men were classified as Shemite, Hamite, and Japheth, and not Caucasois, Mongolois, or Negrois. The ancients, including the Greeks and Romans, identify people according to their national or tribal names. They used Visigoth, Vandal, Saxon, Éthiopian, Carthagien, Jews, Arabes, Persian, Babylonian, Égyptian, Maure, etc. Naming people by race happened late in Europe, certains Germans and others conceived of themselves belonging to a Wanyeniekvu gesture with his finger, a superior race. Men like Johann Blumenbach, J.A. Gobineau, and H.S. Chamberlain, who were the first to divide humanity based on skin color, wanted to advance the supremacy of the white race, and ETS culture. Racism caused millions of deaths and thousands of wars. Race classification set up the color line, designed to create a trade, which was more like envy. Anyway, I'm getting kind of the subject, which is a subject all by itself. Let's just say many people who look like us had to learn our history again because they spoon-fed us lies about who we were for centuries. Taking down the first map and pointing to the second and third maps, Wanyeniekvu stated, these two maps are really what I want you to pay attention to. This first map is what the planet looked like during the beginning of creation. The Pangea began to break up. Some people have different times when this happened, but through tectonic plate movement, caused by mantle convection, and just as the Pangea was formed through the activity from rift zone, it also generated this supercontinent to separate. I guess that was when the people separated, during the Tower of Babel, and it looked pretty much like this map here, and since the Abonian came now, it pretty much look like an ice sandwich. By looking at this first map, you'll know where these places are located. Today, some don't exist anymore, and now most humans just live along the equator. Anyway, I was saying, the part of the earth inhabited by the children of Shem were part of the territory of Assyria and Elam, or simply Persia east of the Tigris River, the eastern part of Syria, and part of the Arabian Peninsula. The second classification of humanity was the Hamite, who controlled the great centers of civilization in ancient times soon after the flood. This civilization included the continent of Africa, the land of Canaan or Israel, and part of Arabia. Syria, Phoenicia, Turkey, Babylonia, southern Persia or Iran, East Pakistan, and India. And the third classification of humanity was the Japheth, from Japheth, the youngest son of Noah. The offspring of Japheth occupied what was known as the Isle of the Gentile, the shore territory of the Mediterranean Sea in Europe and part of Asia Minor, for they migrated northward over the entire continent of Europe and a prominent part of Asia. Japheth's descendants traveled west, north, and northeast of the mountain of Ararat and the Caucasus Mountains. Wanyeniekvu looked up and noticed that he had attracted an enormous crowd attentively listening, and continued, Gome was the ancestor of the first Cimmerian and the late Cimbri, including other offshoot of the Celtic family and the Gael of Ireland, Scotland, and the Hebride Island. The second son of Japheth was Magog, the father of the Magogite. Flavius Josephus remembered that name. For he was a great Jewish historian, and he said that the Greeks called these people Scythians. The Scythians included all the wandering tribes who dwelt near the north of the Black and Caspian Seas. The ancients regarded them as tremendously lacking in intelligence and civilization. Japheth's third son, Made, is the father of the Mede. They were located in the southern part of the Caspian Sea and later united with the Persians to form one race. From Javan, the fourth son of Japheth, came the Ionians and all the Greeks. Tubal, the fifth son of Japheth, is associated with Javan, Meshech, and Tubal, which are nations of the north. The last son of Japheth was Tira, the father or ancestor of the Thracians. This land, Thrace, was north of Turkey, Asia Minor, and northeast of Greece. Japheth's grandson, Ashkenaz, formed the Germanic race. In Hebrew, the name Ashkenaz means German. The Germanic tribe were nomadic people. They were Lombard, Burgundian, Franc, Saxon, Angle, Jute, Ostrogoth, Visigoth, Suevi, and Vandal. 10. Germanic barbarian tribes settled all over Western Europe, all these tribes were the descendants of Japhet. The Europeans did not have any great civilization immediately after the fall of Greece and Rome. During the Middle Ages, the black nation of Africa and Asia had the most remarkable political, economic, educational, and military influence in the world. At this time, Europe existed in a state of darkness for a 2,000 years. The earliest civilization began in North Africa and the Middle East among the black race. Wanyenyekevu was interrupted by Elia. We have people about 10 miles away approaching our location on foot, from the south heading this way. Wanyenyekevu smiled at Neuriglissar. We will continue this latte, Bullet me said this, never believe everything that he say, look it up, and always read for yourself, the truth is out there, and never trust the word of one man, research for yourself. Then it turned to Elia, well, this is the nearest place to find water, it only makes sense, bu. Let's see if they are friendly or if by the way, I slowly walked away, and turned to Neuriglissar, your name, Neuriglissar, is a Babylonian name. Derons was a prince named Neuriglissar, also known as Nergal-Sher-Usur, who was a leading prince in the Courlon before. Seized the throne. He entered Jerusalem with the army of Nebuchadnezzar and held the post of Rab Mag with the occupying army. He don't know the meaning of Rab Mag, but he believe it is some kind of high political office. Anyway, Nergal-Sher-Usur was one of the prince of the king of Babylon, because the Torah said, and he sat in the middle gate of Jerusalem, which served as the center of government for the Babylonians before they destroyed the city. Neuriglissar or Nergal-Sher-Usur released the prophet Jeremiah from prison and entrusted him into the hand of Gedaliah. He married a daughter of Nebuchadnezzar and, for that reason, considered himself a legitimate successor to his throne. OBE and his entire group, alongside Wanyenyekevu, got on their horse and slowly rode up to the stranger and they continued to walk toward them. En Holman gestured to his followers to stop and spoke to Wanyenyekevu, evening, my friend. My name is Raphael, pointing to the members of his company. This is my wife, Leticia, my son Jem, Miguel, Fernando, and Alejandro, my daughter, Josefina and Silvia, and my nephews José and Rohan. Oui. Wanyenyekevu, already seeing the meeting, quickly shot Rohan and José without a word. Wanyenyekevu then said to the old man, your enemy are now dead, please tell me what they were planning to do to you, and your family. The old man was still in a state of shock. How? How did you know? Wanyenyekevu smiled, let's just say, he saw it ahead of time. Plus, your formation was all wrong, who put the elderly up front? The old man replied, they were going to sell us a slave because of a debt owed by my son, Jem. We are from Chihuahua, Mexico, but they forced us to go to Reserva de la Biosfera Jano, awaiting Someon to get us, but they didn't make it, so they forced us to walk when they didn't show up. We have not eaten in 2 days and are very weak. Wanyenyekevu looked at OBE and shook his head, my friend, take these people back to camp, feed them, and make them as comfortable as possible. The husband and wife can take my horse. One of the men got down off his horse, no, one of them can take mine. 4 more men stepped down, allowing the rest of Raphael's family to take their horse. OBE rode off a Wanyenyekevu and the men walked back toward camp. Neuriglissar and Jom were late seen approaching them with 5 more horse less than 6 miles away. I'm not the only one with a big hat, ici. Said Neuriglissar. Smiling, Wanyenyekevu said, no, you're not. And he just be you wanted to bring us horse out as the good of your hat. Neuriglissar logged, yeah. Plus, you're a busy man, and no one is training today. So he was talking to myself. He said hey, self. You know what? You figured we could learn some more about our history, if we take Wanyenyekevu some horse. Wanyenyekevu, logging, good answer. Getting on the horse, the small group headed toward camp, Wanyenyekevu, trying to remember where he had left off, okay, well. Oh, we come to the Sumerian, Babylonian, and Ethiopian oh. We're black people. Wanyenyekevu stopped for a moment and looked at the other men, I'm sorry, if you want to go ahead, it's alright. They shook their head and listened attentively a well. Well, these men contributed much to the advancement of civilization. Because they study astrology, they were capable of formulating many principles of astronomy. These black people were so intelligent that they could divide the years into months, weeks, hours, minutes, and seconds. In mathematics, they developed the decimal system. The most famous Babylonian king was Hammurabi, even the Hebrews adopted his laws and then transmitted them to the Greeks, Romans, and other Europeans. The literature of the Babylonians is fascinating. Long ago, these black people who wrote with sharp instruments on clay tablets. Thousands of these tablets have been found, which disclose a popular work known as the Enuma Elish or the Creation Epic. The story of how the world began derived from the Babylonians. After the dispersal of humanity at the Tower of Babel, the Black Hamite migrated towards the east, south, southwest, and west. These Black Hamite settled in the land of Canaan, later to be called Israel by the Hebrews. The land of Canaan gets name from the youngest son of Ham, who was Canaan. We may call them African because of their blood relationship to the other inhabitants of the African continent. 11 Canaanite tribes were living in the land of Canaan and surrounding it before the Black Israelites possessed it. Arriving at the camp, Wanyényekevu looked at Neriglissar. Now, the next time we have time to talk, I want you to tell me something about our history and also tell me something that happened in history outside of the Torah. J20 Neriglissar is table, take this, ILL get another one from Jonathan or Elisha. Let's say in 2 weeks or so, but right now, I need to do a few things, before I see about our friends that just arrived. 3 hours had passed since Wanyényekevu had seen Raphael and his family, and they figured they were well rested and should have eaten by now. Wanyényekevu knocked on the entrance and walked into the town greeted. Seeing Raphael and his family, all were asleep except Raphael and his son Jem, but he could tell it wouldn't be long before they would sleep. Wanyényekevu whispered, "I hope all is well with your family, and HAS everyone had plenty to eat?" Raphael replied, "All is well, and we thank you for your hospitality." Wanyényekevu smiled, "No problem. I see you, and you are tired and sleepy. Please take your time and make yourself at home. We will talk in the morning when you need to report to me any such danger that we need to be aware of." Raphael said, "I don't know of any." A Wanyényekevu was walking out to bid them farewell and good night. Jem said, "Way." Handing Wanyényekevu a piece of paper, Jem said, "You need to see this place. Because many people dress like you are there by the 100, maybe even the 200, every month on a spaceship, it usually comes in the middle of the night, but there was once when it arrived during daylight. It's a ship like no other. The ship is a metallic grey that would rotate from 0 to 180 degrees back to 0, then quickly rotate to 360 degrees and drop a 10 seconds. It has multiple where you can see through the ship, and it doesn't seem like it's capable of carrying so many. The key code to get past the large chute doors hidden in the lackey sounded paper. Wanyényekevu looked down at the paper and read the number ALU 020466 DDP. Jem continued, "There's an invisible walkway south of a red painted boulder near the lake, northwest of the city of Sudaco-Otemoc, Chihuahua, Mexico. It's heavy guarded by a bunyan with about 3 or 4 uplink satellites on the far southeastern roof." Wanyényekevu was curious. "My people," he said. Jem said, "Are you not Wakatilian?" Wanyényekevu, with a peculiar look, "Well, yes, I am. Only thing," Jem said, "I never heard them speak English. It's another tongue I'm not familiar with." Wanyényekevu put the paper in his pocket. "You too, get some sleep, we will talk in the morning."